Welcome back everyone, I'm Kid Plays Games, this is SnowRunner, and you see before you our lovely upgraded Fleet Star. In the first episode of this series, we introduced a very basic gameplay loop. We drove around the map, we found some new trucks, we sold them, we bought a better one, I showed you why it was better, and then I showed you a shortcut, and that was pretty much it. Oh yeah, we also played around with cranes. We're going to be playing around with cranes today as well. What's on the menu today? Well, I want to get all these roadblocks done, so let's do Fallen Power Line, and then further up the road there is Mountain Bridge, and then down here is Wooden Bridge, and it looks like there's another one here. So first thing we want to do is Fallen Power Line. This needs 1 metal beams. I have already got the A&K Civilian down here with the flatbed that we got from town, and off camera just before we started this I went into town and picked up 2 metal beams. So there's 2 metal beams on the back of this. There you go, that's them there. So this needs 1 metal beam and 2 concrete blocks. Now we can either come all the way up here to this warehouse we've never been to before to get the concrete blocks, or we can get them from this flatbed trailer down here. This is 4 concrete blocks. So I think we'll use a Fleet Star and just drag this trailer out, and then we'll use both of our trucks to fix this. Because if we look at the Mountain Bridge contract, this is also metal beams and 2 wooden blocks. So that will be 2 metal beams, 4 wooden blocks. That will be both these trailers empty, and the road to whatever is up here will be open. And then we'll maybe look at getting some watchtowers and doing some other stuff. Maybe get this wooden bridge. And here we are at this little trailer park where our new trailer is awaiting us. So we'll just reverse in. Damage my engine by hitting the barrier. Oops. It's fine. It's a tanky old beast, this truck. Let's just reverse in. Get the trailer. It's probably close enough. Yep. Then we've got to try and drag this big thing out. And each concrete block does weigh 3 tons. And the tonnage, as you see, is in the top right. That is provided by the one and only mod I use in this game. All it does is give you information about tyre stats and winch stats and cargo stats. It's just information that the game decided to hide from players because it's not actually a truck simulator. It's a strategy game. So we're pulling 12 tons of concrete blocks and the tonnage of the big trailer itself. And we're just pulling it just fine, even in automatic, with our crappy highway tyres. So pretty good result there. Right, jolly good. Hopefully just turn this corner. Right, we'll just bounce off that truck a little bit. Excuse me, Mr. A&K, coming through. Right, let's deliver these concrete blocks. Go back and get the A&K in and get the metal beams. I'm going to turn the engine off. 2 concrete blocks. Now the way that cargo is taken from your truck can be a bit strange. It takes the first packaged cargo from the rear, from the flatbed on your truck first if possible, and then from the trailer. So as we saw, it took the 2 cargo from the back of the trailer first because we had no packaged cargo in the bed of the truck. One thing we could do is to crane the remaining cargo onto the flatbed and then leave the trailer here, or drag it all the way back to the garage and sell it. But I might as well just keep it with us at the moment. That's a kind of strategy you need to do. So we want to switch trucks. So we'll go to the map and do it from the map. Select the Ankciv. There we go. So it's not a truck simulator, it is a video game. People get confused and they get very angry because the in-game trucks bear only a superficial resemblance to real trucks and none of the physics works and it's all unrealistic. How, for instance, if this truck had a spare tyre, that spare tyre could be used to fix a scout truck even though it's a completely different size of tyre. Doesn't matter, spare tyre is a spare tyre. So we'll just deliver that. Ranked up already, lovely. Now all we have to do is to drive all the way up this road until we get to the Mountain Bridge. So, something else we can do, we'll just press 1 to move the camera back to the trailer. If we turn on the function menu and attach a tow rope to this truck, you will now see we have the option to turn on the engine of the truck being towed. So you can actually do road trains in this game, and they work really rather well. What I really want to do is to tighten up the shorten up the rope. There we go. The Ankh Civilian is more than powerful enough to pull itself, the trailer, the other trailer and the other truck. And it is struggling a bit, so I will turn on the engine on the other truck. And now it's easier to move. So you can do road trains. You can only do 2 trucks in a road train. Oh, I see the problem. We've got a barrier stuck under the wheels of the rearmost truck. I think it's free now. Unfortunately, when you're in road train mode like this, the camera will not go all the way back to the truck at the back. It's still only the front truck and the front truck's trailer. But we're making it just fine. So we'll go along this road and I'll meet you at the next roadblock. Oh man, that was a slog, but we made it. So hold down the C button to change it. Cargo management, there's the metal beams. Nice. Turn the engine off, change truck. Get the fleet start. Can hopefully squeeze between this lamppost and the other trailer to deliver his 2 concrete blocks. Come on, little truck, you can make it. There we go. Nice. What I'm going to do now is that I'm actually going to leave this thing's trailer here. Just going to detach trailer. Because I kind of want to get up to this watchtower. It seems to be like a little road just here. So we'll just try and sneak our truck up here. And then we'll come back down over the bridge and get up to that other watchtower. Because you do not have to use scouts to go scouting. You can use anything you want. I mean, there are some little routes which are really narrow or really steep, but this one seems to be fine, especially for this truck. I mean, it has got all-wheel drive always on, diff lock always on, massive big powerful engine and off-road wheels, so you know, why not? We'll just go straight up here. No trouble at all. And here's a watchtower we have not been to yet. Just to save fuel, I'm just going to turn the engine off. Right, 50 more XP for us, and we've discovered lots more stuff. Oh, look, there's an upgrade right there. And another task. And another empty sideboard trailer and a warehouse which has metal beams and service spare parts and concrete blocks and bricks. Good to know. Very good to know. Okay, so what's the next task it wants us to do? Well, it says it wants us to come up here and pick up all the stuff and deliver it to the factory. But we'll see what else is to do. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to go back the way we came. And we're going to open this watchtower. And then we're going to come down and kind of along this road and try and find our way down here. So we can do this missing oil tank thing. That is, take that thing which is in this swamp back to here. It's a fuel tanker, so it should have enough fuel in it, so we can steal fuel for the ANK, because the ANK is thirsty. And it looks like the quickest way back is probably this way, and up and over this hill, over the bridge we just made, and then back to the fuel station. Let's see if I can reverse down this hill. Yep, that was easy. Let's investigate this blocked road. Okay, yeah, there's a task here. What do you need, Mr. Roadblock? Let's see. Roadblock needs 2 server spare parts. Well, that comes from this warehouse, so we know where to get them. Right, let's do this other watchtower, which is apparently just up here. Not convinced we're going the right way, but you know, ANK civilian can pretty much go wherever it wants. Okay, the watchtower is actually down below us a little bit, but you know what? SnowRunner's open world and the roads are just suggestions. So we'll bomb in from the top. Okay, engine off while we're looking around the map. Oh, there's another upgrade on an island in the middle of the river. That'll be fun. The logging station. The scout trailer that we abandoned last week. Okay, it looks like there is a road to this task. So let's get there. When you're going downhill, just let gravity do its thing, don't accelerate. Okay, here we are in the swamp, and the thing we need is right at the back. Right, let's see how the ANK does. Let's try and stick to the islands, which may or may not be a little bit better underfoot. This seems to be okay. This does not. We're throwing up a little bit too much mud. Yeah, let's go down to low gear. Just slow down the wheels so they actually grip instead of spin. Ew, this is just horrible. But at least we're doing it in a proper off-road truck with proper off-road wheels and always on all-wheel drive and diff lock. Come on, little truck, you can make it. Okay, we need to find something to winch onto. That looks pretty good. Yeah, winch onto that. And pull and accelerate. We're going to knock down these dead standing trees, but that's fine. I just needed a little pull to get out of the mud I was stuck in. I think I got one of these little fir trees stuck under my wheels. But we're here now. We've made it. Can we get close enough to winch this thing out? Yes. Let's just reverse. Just drag it out of the swamp. I wasn't going to reverse in there and get it. No way. Now it's closer to dry land. And now I will go and get it. Just reverse. It's probably not close enough. Line myself up a little bit better. That's probably good. Yep. I'm going to steal some of the fuel from it because the ANK civilian is a thirsty boy. I'm going to delete that with a right click. Biff, off it goes. And back to the fuel station, I guess. We'll get some more money, some more experience, might level up again. kind of aiming towards these trees because I know I can winch onto them. And I don't want to go into the water because I don't know what's under it. Underwater mud is much worse than on dry land mud. So I'm just going to stick close to the trees in case I need a winch. I'll always be on the lookout for winch points. Oh, are we grinding to a halt? Yeah. Just winch myself to the furthest away tree I can, and on we go. And I think we're out of this particular little swamp. Nice. We can go back to automatic gear and off to the fuel station. And here we are, just need to deliver this to here. And there we go, easy. Now we want to do this roadblock, which is 2 service spare parts, which is from this warehouse. I think we'll use the A and K again because we know it can go up and over these mountain passes. So we'll just go back the way we came because we literally just came along this road. We'll pick up this sideboard trailer because even though we only have a low saddle, we do still have a trailer pintle on the back, as we can see. So even though we've got a saddle, we can still pick up regular trailers, which is lovely. So we'll just do a jump cut and I'll meet you at the warehouse. Right, here we are, just approaching the warehouse. Just a quick trip up and over the mountain, barely used any fuel. Get some experience as well when we find this trailer. Lovely. Now, the thing about these trailers, reversing with them is an absolute pain in the balls. So try not to reverse with these trailers because the front axle is a dolly. As you see, you're pivoting here and you're pivoting here. So don't reverse with these trailers if you can at all manage to do so. 2 service spare parts. Use Q and E to cycle through the parts, 2 service spare parts, and use A and D to tell them where to deliver them. We want them on the trailer, 1 and 2. And we're gone. So we now know we have 2 sources of metal beams, this warehouse and the other warehouse in town. It's good that we don't have to go all the way back to town for metal beams now. Anything on this side of the map that needs metal beams, we'll get it from here. So I'm just going to go back up and over the mountain and we'll clear that roadblock. And here we are, made it up and over the mountain with no trouble at all because Hank Civilian are amazing machines. Not limited to just one truck. You can buy as many trucks as you want. Like I can have an entire fleet of A&K civilians if I so wished. Here we are. This is the service spare parts we need. We just deliver the cargo. Easy. Now I do want to carry along this road because I want to check if this road to the factory is open all the way. So let's do that. Yep, the road to the factory is indeed open. This is a good thing. Oh, hello, gigantic, mysterious trailer. And hello, warehouse. Now you will notice this is not open, it's saying unloading cargo. Because this factory is not working at the moment, we have to get it up and running. Which is why I wanted to clear the road to it. Right, what is this? New task. Right, let's turn the engine off. So, I believe it was a contract that was opening this. It wasn't that one. Dyson Diesel? That one. So this will give us warehouse access, which will open up this factory. We need to deliver 2 lots of bricks from this warehouse and 1 metal beam, which also come from this warehouse. As we see, we've got metal beams here. So that's 1 metal beam is 2 slots, 2 bricks is 2 slots, that's 4 slots, that's easy. We might even try the Fleet Star for that. Maybe. And we also need to get this big massive fuel trailer all the way along the road, and it's easier now that we've unlocked the road. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spend a little bit of time, just a tiny little bit of time. I'm going to drive all the way back here, pick up the flatbed semi trailer, and then use the winch to connect to this little trailer that we've got in the back right now, and I'll drag them both all the way back down to the garage, and we'll sell them both at the trailer store. I could of course just detach from this trailer and teleport myself straight back to the garage, but then I would have to come up here and pick up this trailer at some point anyway. So I'll go and do all that off camera, and I'll meet you back at this fuel station when we have a high saddle, because thanks to the mod I have, it actually says HI, which is high, which tells you which saddle you need. Otherwise it would just say heavy fuel tanker semi trailer, and you'd back up to it with a low saddle on, which we have fitted. We tried to attach and it would say, no, you've got the wrong attachment, bud. So we'd have to go all the way back to the garage and change our truck loadout once again. So that is why this mod is wonderful. There is no reason why this information is hidden from the player. There's just no excuse. So I make no apologies for making that mod. So I'll go and do all this cleanup stuff, and as I said, I'll bring you back when we're at the fuel station. Right, that didn't take long, just a few minutes, and we're back. We've been back to the garage, we're fully repaired, as you can see in the bottom left hand corner, no damage. And we're here to pick up this massive trailer and take it all the way to the factory. Oh, I just took some damage then, because I hit the barrier like an idiot. Oh well. Nil desperandum. Is that close enough? Nah, probably. Attached trailer? Trailer's too far away. Yeah, whatevs. Some trailers are very forgiving about how close you are, others like this one are not. Right, that should be it. There we go. Okay, things about these trailers. These supporting legs sometimes get hung up on all kinds of nonsense, so do be careful about them. Otherwise, it's just a straight shot, because we've cleared the road all the way to the factory. So let's go. Here we are, just approaching the factory. It's just round this corner to the left. Just before we hand this thing in, I'm going to drain it of as much fuel as I need to top off my own tanks. Why not? It's free fuel. So we'll just do that now. No, not recover your fuel. There we go, this thing holds 5,000 litres of fuel. It might disappear when we get into the delivery zone. Nope, it's just gonna register that it's here. So what we can do, detach the trailer, leave it here. Okay. We need 1 metal beams and 2 bricks, both of which come from this storage zone warehouse. So we'll just send someone up there. There is 1 metal beam here in this trailer down here, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that. We're going to recover this thing first. And we're going to put the low saddle back on. Here we go. Can leave the garage. Now, because we know we have 2 infinite sources of metal beams, we don't actually need to keep the one which is here. So I'm just going to get rid of it and then sell that trailer. Because we need money. We are broke. Oh, for goodness sake. Is that close enough? No, of course it's not. Right, so what we'll do, just click remove cargo, click the X, and it's gone forever. Gone for good. Do make sure before you do that you do actually have an infinite source of whatever it is you're deleting. So we'll just sell that trailer again. Now I'm just going to buy a low saddle trailer. The one I like is this sideboard semi-trailer. Because it's light. Again, one thing that mod does not do is show the weight of the add-ons you put on your truck or the weight of the trailers, but this trailer is relatively lightweight, so that's good. The legs are nice and high off the ground. These running boards along the side can be a bit of an issue sometimes, but other than that it's pretty good. And if you do tip the cargo over and it comes loose, sometimes these side walls can stop it from falling out of the trailer. Then you can quickly repack it if you're lucky. So the plan is we'll just go straight up to this warehouse. In fact, I have come the wrong way. I should have done this little shortcut, and then we'll go up and over this mountain and straight to the factory. Warehouse, I should say. We don't really want to go through the swamp where we found that fuel tank, so the easiest or best way is to go up and over and then follow the road round, or maybe cut through this little forest path here. So I think that's the route we're going to take. Will we have enough fuel to do all that? Let's find out, shall we? This is the shortcut we found at the end of episode 1. The Fleet Star did it, so Ankh Civilian is going to have no trouble at all. Even though it's pulling a trailer. Might not do it if the trailer was full of cargo, but at least we didn't have to slug our way through that big mud pit there on the left. Shortcuts for the win. Oh, this is a bit steep. This truck has no upgrades. This is just stock. This is just how it comes when you buy it. This is what it comes with. And it's just beasting this first map. Now, one problem you get with some of the trailers and some of the trucks in this truck store, they were added into the game at a later date. I believe that A&K Civilian was added in Season 6. You do not need to own the Season 6 DLC to have this truck available in the store. It's just it was added to the store when Season 6 came out. Same with quite a lot of the truck upgrades and trailers in the store. So you can never quite recreate the game as to how difficult it was when it first came out. Because obviously we didn't have things like the A&K Civilian. The 5070 Paystar was as good as you could get. It's not that much less capable than this, but it is less capable. And we're at the warehouse already. That was quick. So we need 1 metal beam and 2 bricks. Just visually check we've got everything. Yep, that looks good. And we're going to do exactly the same route we've done before, so I shall meet you at the factory. Actually, I forgot. We were going to go through the forest route, so let's have a look at that on the way to the factory. Just cutting out this big loop of the main road that we've cleared. I'm sure that Ankh will manage it. Can't be that difficult. Just keep moving the camera, checking the camber of the road as well as trying to look around corners with the camera. There's a little hillock here. Looks a little bit narrow going between these 2 trees, but it looks like it's going to be fine. Oh yeah, not a problem. Again, when I'm going downhill, I don't accelerate. I just let gravity carry me down, or I just tickle the accelerator. Don't accelerate hard going downhill, because that's when you run into problems. Bit of a tight turn here. Yeah, might need to 3-point this. Don't want to crash into the trees. And we're back in the main road. Right, now we will see you at the factory. That was easy. Right, here we are on the final approach to the factory, which is now going to be open. And doing this contract, A, because I want to see what this factory supplies, and B, because contracts usually give you lots more money and experience than tasks do. So let's see if we rank up or not when I deliver this stuff. Of course we do. Ah, and this seems to supply nothing but service spare parts. Is that true? Okay. Yeah, okay, this factory just makes service spare parts. But doesn't this warehouse make service spare parts as well? Yes, it does. Well, that was a waste of time. Okay, so we've opened this factory and all it produces is something we can get from somewhere else we've already been. But we did rank up, and we have this little icon here telling us that we have more contracts. Not a drill. Delivered to the drilling site 2 metal beams and an oil rig drill. It's pointing us up here. When we click on this, it points us here. And that tells us we need to get to a different map and pick up this oil rig drill. So I think we should concentrate on doing that. We're going to come up here and clear this rock slide, which needs 1 metal beams and 1 service spare parts. And we're also going to do this wooden bridge, which needs 2 wooden planks from the lumber mill. So that's 3 items plus 2 items is 5. So we need to carry 5 cargo. We could do that with the Fleet Star with its 2-slot cargo bed and pulling a trailer behind it. But I think I'm going to change the loadout of this to a low saddle. And the good thing is you can have the low saddle and the crane. So we're going to be pulling a trailer behind this truck a little bit more, because it's actually better than pulling a trailer behind it, because as we know, trailers are dead weight and semi-trailers are a little bit better. And then after that, we're going to do this other contract for Dyson Diesel called Not a Drill. So it's come along this road, come here, get 2 wooden planks from here, build this bridge, come back, go into town, get 1 metal beam from here, and pick up with our crane 1 of these service spare parts, come along this road, open this rock slide, and then go back into town, get 2 metal beams, and then come back this way and deliver them to the drilling site. And then we'll be off to another map through this gateway to pick up the oil rig drill, which needs 5 slots. So that's another reason why we're not going to be doing flatbed, which holds 2, and pulling a 4-slot trailer. Even though that does give us 6 slots, it's really 4 plus 2. And we need a contiguous 5. We need 1 item which can carry 5 cargo, and that would be a low-slot semi-trailer. And then the final thing is to get this massive trailer, which we see here, which we've seen at the factory, and that's a high slot. We're going to be using the Ankh Civilian for that. So that's the plan. Now we did rank up a couple of times, so have we unlocked anything juicy? Sadly not. We need another 2,270 XP to get the all-terrain tyres, which is a bit sad. I don't think anything else is locked behind. Okay, apparently that's rank 8 to get the slightly longer winch. Is there anything on the little baby truck? Oh good, wow, okay. We had all-terrain tyres on, but apparently we've got proper off-road tyres now, so we'll buy those, sell the all-terrains, because why would you ever go back to all-terrain tyres when you have off-roads? And I believe... oh yeah, we can have the trunk repair supplies. It doesn't carry any fuel, but having 1 spare wheel and 50 repair points on a little fragile scout like this could be pretty nice. Yeah, let's put a snorkel on it as well so it can ford slightly deeper water. I mean, it's looking a bit more capable now, isn't it? Oh, and the autonomous scout winch. Hell yes. It is 9,000, but it's worth every single penny. And we need to find upgrades for all the rest of the stuff. So the scout's a little bit more capable. None of the big trucks have unlocked anything good. Not that we need anything good, because this thing comes with amazing off-road tyres. So while we're here, we should remember to put saddle high on that. There we go. So, let's get on with the show. And hopefully, we'll rank up to at least rank 5, if not rank 6. Rank 6 would be lovely, but I don't think that's going to happen. Where is my favourite one? The sideboard semi-trailer. Okay, let's go. We're not really pulling dead weight like we would be with a hitch trailer, because half of the weight of this trailer is resting on our saddle, which is directly over our rear axle. So this is actually pressing our tyres into the ground, which is a good thing. That increases grip. Before we go any further, let's plan the route. Again, there's all these watchtowers we haven't opened, and we haven't picked up any upgrades off the floor yet. We should do this and this. Pick up the wood, come here, get that. Go into town, pick up that and that. In fact, pick up that first. And then pick up that. And then go there. And then probably get fuel, and then get the metal beams again, and then come back to here and go there. Right, bit of a spider's web, but I know what I'm doing. So I suppose you'll see you at the lumberyard. Let's go. Right, here we are at the lumber mill. Thank you, Mr. Pop-Up. I know what I'm doing. Let's get our 2 wooden planks. Now, we should track the correct objective. Wooden bridge, that's the one we're actually doing. Don't go too far into here because it's quite muddy. Just get your front wheels in. 2 wooden planks. Again, don't drive through the muddy water, just drive around it. This little hill can be a bit of an issue, but I'm seeing telegraph poles. So we should be able to winch ourselves up if we get stuck. Come on, little truck, let's just zoom in, watch what the wheels are doing. We're still moving. We're still in automatic gear, so we're not struggling too badly. Just gonna swim my way up. Come on, truck, you can make it. We're only in first gear, but it looks like we made it up the hill. Alright. Go, little truck with 0 upgrades. Well done, I'm proud of you. The only change we've made to this truck is that we've put a different set of highway tyres on it. Ones which are ever so slightly better in dirt, but worse in mud. That's why I'm driving around the mud. But that's what you want to do anyway. Even tyres with good mud rating will struggle in deep mud. Just make sure we stay in the shallow part of the water, because we don't have a snorkel on this truck yet. That looks quite muddy and a little bit bumpy, so I'm going to go this way. Yeah, look, there's an upgrade right here. Let's just make a quick detour if we can. Come on, come on. There we go, get upgrade. Oh, it's raised suspension available for current truck. Well, that's good. That means that when this truck has finished all its jobs, it can go back to a garage and get a raised suspension for free. Well, that's nice. That means you can get bigger wheels on it, and bigger tyres are better for any number of reasons. They raise your body further off the floor so you can ford deeper rivers. They let you clamber over larger obstacles. Speaking of larger obstacles, I'm seeing tree stumps, which are the actual devil. So let's just drive around the tree stumps. This is a little bit hard going because it's a little bit muddy over here. Just trying to stay on the dirt as much as we can. Come on, come on. Just need to get to that downward pointing arrow. Come on, little truck. We could, of course, have used the Ank for this, but it doesn't have a crane. So I thought, I'll use this truck instead. Job number 1, done. To get back into town. Okay, the trailer kind of got a little bit grounded there, but we managed to beef our way through. We'll just make sure we don't get it snagged on that tree stump. That would be a bad thing. Yep. Nice. One thing that would be funny with this game is if we had an eye tracker to show you where my eyes are looking. That would be quite good fun. Unfortunately, the budget does not quite stretch to technology such as that. We'll just stick in the shallower part of this crossing. Rock slide. That's what we need to track. Kind of struggling in the mud, so I'm just going to drive over this stuff because it's a little bit drier. Almost tipped over there. Whoops. Okay, this is a tip. When you're at a bad angle and you're about to tip over, steer in the direction you're tipping and you'll kind of glide it out. So roll with the direction you're tipping. Don't try and steer in the opposite direction and throw power down, because you'll just make it worse. Let's get into town. God, even that little hill is a struggle. I mean, we were always in first gear all the way up that. We came close to stopping. You can just feel it when you're actually playing the game. You'll feel your way through things. You'll kind of listen to what the engine's doing and actually physically feel how bad things are. And that was a struggle. Right, let's use our little crane and put something in the flatbed. Pick up one of these service spare parts that we took off a different trailer. Here we are. Just open the options menu, open the crane menu, put the outriggers out. Thought that they help. This is a service spare part. Vehicle spare parts have got the cog icon. We just pick this up, lift it up high enough, swing it over our back. You don't have to be particularly accurate with this, if that will be fine. It looks like it's not packed at all, but when you go to the options menu and select pack, bam. So you don't have to make any great use of the cargo rotation and line it up perfectly and slot it in nicely. Just as long as it's kind of sort of in there, it'll work. Right, let's go and get these metal beams. And turn off my all-wheel drive because it's just burning fuel. Different gearboxes have different penalties for using all-wheel drive, but again, that's hidden information. There are spreadsheets you can find with that information on it. It's the metal beams we need. And the link to those spreadsheets and Google Docs is in the description below if you want to know all that stuff. Especially on the larger and more difficult maps where the fuel stations are either non-existent or very far apart, fuel economy becomes a real issue. This looks a little bit dirt roady, so let's get the all-wheel drive back on. Looks like a task here. What is this? We haven't been up here yet. Someone's got a stuck trailer. Well, we'll investigate that later. Watchtower right there, but it looks like it's really muddy to get over there, so we'll just do what we're doing. Oh god, look at this big mud pit. Right, let's just try and drive over this stuff, because it looks a little bit drier. Come on, little truck. Come on, truck. I can see the roadblock right up ahead. Come on, little truck, you can make it. Looks like another task has popped into being just up ahead. Oh man, this truck is struggling. Right, we're struggling in second gear, so just take your finger off the accelerator and then put your finger back down again and it will shift back down to first gear. That's another good little tip. If your truck's not automatically shifting down, just lift your finger off the accelerator and then put it back on and then it will shift down. Well, this is a proper roadblock. Show task, what do you mean? Right. Sometimes it goes a bit weird. There we go. That's that done. Right, now we're coming back down here. Grabbing 2 metal beams, getting some fuel. Yeah, then heading back up the road and down this way, because this road is easier than going up and over that hill or coming down this way. Yeah. Okay, let's just spin round. Careful out. Careful out. That's one good thing about using semi-trailers. They're much easier to reverse than the ones with the dollies, because you've only got one axis of rotation and that is your fifth wheel saddle. They're much easier to control than the dolly trailers. Okay, we've been back into town. We've got the 2 metal beams on board. That's 10 tons of weight. And we went down the road and got some more fuel so we can hopefully get into this drilling site. I say hopefully because getting up this hill with an extra 10 tons may not be easy. I'm just looking off to my left, judging whether or not we can go off-road. But I'm not sure if I trust my truck without engine upgrades, because there's not many trees to winch to. Large trees. You can winch to these smaller conifers, but you'll just rip them out the ground. Again, we're just driving around the mud instead of driving through it because we're smart. There's really no trees on the left hand side to winch onto, so we're going to have to go up the hill. Maybe try going up the dirt bit here. Turn all-wheel drive on, maybe. No, you don't want to play. It's not overly happy about coming up this dirt, but we'll make it. We'll go in low gear, turn the diff locks and all-wheel drive on. Now, sometimes this scrubby brush is actually growing on top of mud, but sometimes it's on dirt. Bitter experience will tell you which is which. Well, that wasn't too bad considering we've got way more weight on board than we did last time. Okay, we're pretty close to the drill site. But it is a bit of a muddy pit, so let's try and avoid the mud, shall we? With our crappy highway tyres and a non-upgraded truck. The only upgrade we've done to this is change the tyres and put the all-wheel drive on, and the all-wheel drive is discovered right next to this truck when you first find it. Oh, more tree stumps, that's not good. Well, we can winch onto them, so that's good, but sometimes they're hiding inside bushes and you drive over the bush and yeah, it rips your fuel tank open. Or just stops you dead in your tracks. Let's just try and cut in between these cabins where these picnic tables are in the background. Hope that this fallen tree is going to behave itself. It has not behaved itself. Let me through. Mr. Tree, could you please just despawn, please? See, if you hit these things at the wrong angle, they act like roadblocks, and it's really annoying. And then, just for no reason at all, it'll just glitch through the map and despawn. Oh, this one's been the same. You dicks. Okay, let's try and just force our way through it. I'm going to just brute force and ignorance my way through. I hate these trees with a passion. Okay, it looks like we've avoided this massive mud pit. We had to fight our way through 2 asshole trees. Oops, sorry, I broke your picnic table. Sorry, not sorry. That'll fix itself when we leave the cell. Oh, don't get stuck in these wire coils. Okay, we're just going to have to brave the mud. All we need to do is to get our 2 front wheels over the line. There we go. Alright, stage complete. So now we need to get back out of here. The way out is to the north, but it's through a big swamp, which is here. So I'd rather actually go back the way we came, because we know we can, at least we know we can do that. See this off to my right? That's the other exit from the drilling site. Now you see why I did not want to drive through there. And I went the long way round, so that's why we did that. Okay, this is pretty much the furthest we've ever gone on the map. This is where the roadblock was. Just need to get to that road symbol. That is the exit to the next map. And that is where we're going to get this oil rig drill. And the good thing is that this oil rig drill weighs 10 tons. And we literally just delivered 10 tons of metal beams to the drilling site, so we know that this truck on that route can get 10 tons up there. You'll of course notice there is no traffic on the roads, because everyone else has been evacuated or is under curfew. And that's the reason the developers give. Because again, it's not a truck simulator, it's a video game, it's a strategy game. And just below us, with that yellow hatching which you see there, that is another trailer store. And trailer stores in normal mode are effectively fuel stops, because you can just sell whatever trailer you have, buy a fuel trailer, fuel yourself up, and then sell that and buy your other trailer back. So that's what we're going to do. And we're also going to fix ourselves, because we've been picking up little tiny bits of damage. I mean, this will happen all the time. Like, you'll just pick up little bits of engine damage and tyre damage and suspension damage from little sticks in the road. It ain't no thing. So sell that, scroll all the way down, buy a maintenance trailer. Maintenance trailers come with fuel and repair points. There we are. We'll just fix ourselves. Then fuel ourselves. You'll notice this maintenance trailer has 2,000 fuel, which is quite a lot. So we'll sell that. And this fuel carrier trailer also has 2,000 litres of fuel. So why would you ever buy just the fuel carrier trailer? Buy the maintenance trailer. It's got the same amount of fuel, but it also has repair points. This is one thing I wish they would fix. Like, either reduce the maintenance trailer to 1,500 or 1,000, or push the fuel carrier up to like 3,000 or 4,000. Because at the minute, fuel tanker trailers are just useless. And they're really bad as well, because they're really top heavy. They do like to tip over quite a lot. Anyway, that's enough complaining. If we can get this trailer to stop being stuck in the terrain, we can get out of here. Right, good. Let's go to the next map and get this oil rig drill. Don't worry, it's not very far away. It's literally just through the map. We don't have to go all the way across an entire map and bring it all the way back here. Not on this map, or at least not yet. Some of the regions in the game will make you traverse 3 maps with 1 piece of cargo for a task. Yeah, and others will make you do that with like 16 or 17 pieces of cargo, and you have to make multiple trips with lots of big trailers. And it becomes like a job, but that's the way the game is played. Wisconsin is very much a tutorial region. Right, on to the next map for the very first time. Off to Smithfield Dam. Ah, what a lovely transition shot. Right, there we go. That's where we're going. Service hub. You just go up here and then there. And then back. We see there's another whole lot of watchtowers and be all kinds of upgrades and quite a lot of ground not covered by watchtowers. Could be upgrades and things hidden in these little grey areas, which are... That's suspicious. So anytime you see like a road or something which is not under a black thing, get suspicious. Like, go and have a look down here and up here, because you might find something nice. Little bit of water, doesn't look too deep. Yeah, we good. I mean, this game does look amazing, does it not? Even though it's 5 years old. Look at that. Beautiful. Bit of a steep hill, but I'm sure we can make it. We're only pulling a light trailer. I think this thing weighs something like 2 tons. Again, the spreadsheet which and Google Docs which I've linked in the description below, they'll tell you all this. I'm sure this thing weighs 2 tons. It's a very light trailer. Strictly speaking, we should be turning right and picking up the drill, but right here at the top of this hill is a garage and a trailer store. So we'll just activate the garage. Bam! Garage discovered. Oh yeah! Because we know when we went to the drill site to drop off the metal beams, we found the raised suspension for this truck. So if I can turn, we'll sell this trailer, go in the garage, get bigger wheels on this thing, and then come back. Sell that. Do you wish to recover your vehicle to the garage? Now, you do have to read that carefully, because it may say the garage on something something map. Like, it may have said, do you wish to recover your vehicle to the Black River garage? And if I'd said yes without reading, we would have been teleported back to the other side of the other map. So do read it carefully. Okay, we're here. Customize. Suspension. Raised. Yes, please. We'll sell the stock suspension. And we can now change our 42-inch tyres for 45s. And these are the ones we have, the UHD 2s. So get slightly bigger wheels on this thing. Lovely. That's going to come in handy. I mean, having larger wheels effectively gears your truck up as well, because your gears are turning a larger surface area, a larger radius, I should say. Right, where's my sideboard semi? There we go. Right, this truck is now slightly more capable. We may not have leveled up enough to get decent tyres, but we at least have bigger tyres, and that's something. Now, not every map has a garage, not every map has trailer stores, not every map has fuel depots. As I said, this is a tutorial area, so it's very kind to new players. Some maps have none of these things, and you need to take everything you need with you. Right, let's get an oil rig drill from this place. What else does this have? Okay, this has server spare parts, vehicle spare parts, an oil rig drill, and that's it. There we go. Bam! Let's get this thing back onto the other map. You do not have to do the maps in sequence at all. There's a contest that's timed, so we won't be doing that. And this one is not, because it's a paper icon, means it's a one and done. Just accept it, even though we're not hanging out here. The game is non-linear. You can do anything in any order you wish. But I would strongly suggest you do the Michigan maps first, and then Alaska, and then Tamir. Because as I said earlier, you'll find all the upgrades for the trucks you find at the start of the game in these starter areas. So it is worth spending the time here, because the terrain is more forgiving. You find all the upgrades here, and it's best to just farm money and experience so you can actually upgrade your trucks to make Alaska a much easier prospect. Not that Alaska is particularly difficult. Tamir is. Tamir region is very much the final boss of the base game. It's the first time you go to Russia and it's just... roads just don't exist. Right, we know that all this nonsense up here is just a horrible swamp. And we know that we have previously delivered 10 tons of weight along this exact route to the exact place we're going. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing again. This time with bigger wheels. So I'll meet you when we're close to the drilling site. Right, here we are approaching the lumber mill. Let's see how the truck handles this upwards hill to the drilling site with its new larger wheels. I haven't bothered to spend the time on. I'm just doing a little bit of nighttime driving because the ambience is spectacular. Yeah, get the owls hooting. Maybe I should have brought you back when we were driving through town when all the neon lights were on and it looked really nice. This film grain effect you see is that's an actual graphics option. You can turn that off in options. Just makes it really film grainy when it's misty at night time and in the mornings. Okay, let's see how this truck handles this hill now. Pretty badly is the answer, because unfortunately this may weigh the same as the 2 sets of metal beams we brought up here last time, but the weight distribution is very much different. It's kind of in the middle and towards the back, so we're actually pulling the weight. We don't have very much weight of this drill over our back axle pushing us into the floor, but we're still able to take the hill without winching. This is a good thing. He says, grinding to a halt. Come on truck, you can make it. Why did I have to say we were going to make it without winching? Because we immediately halted. I mean, I've got diff locks on and all-wheel drive running and everything. Right, fine. We'll winch the back of the trailer onto that telegraph pole and just pull it up the hill without tipping it over, hopefully. Okay, and release the winch. Well, that wasn't quite as easy as I thought it would be. But we made it. Again, that's simply because of the weight distribution. When we came up here with the metal beams, we had 5 tons of metal beam directly over the back axle. And now it's very much towards the back of the trailer. So again, that is why weight actually matters and weight distribution actually matters. Go on, we'll just give ourselves a little winch. Not because we needed to, just because I wanted to get moving. I'm just getting bored of moving slowly. I don't think using the winch costs you any extra fuel, so just use it with abandon, man. Just be Spider-Man. Just Spider-Man your way around the world. Why not? That's what it's there for. Again, we'll use the same route as we did last time. Now, I think we may run into a bit of an issue when we try and deliver this oil drill. But we'll discuss that when we get there. Just check inside these bushes, make sure there's no tree stumps in them. Speaking of trees, here are the 2 fallen trees that refused to despawn and get out of my way last time we were here, so we'll just bully our way through again. There you are, they've rebuilt their picnic tables as I said they would, because we left the animation cell. Right, let's just spin the time on, just so it's nice and bright, we can see what we're doing. That maintenance trailer you see just on the right may be in the way of us completely building this oil rig. Let's see. It was not. Stage completed. Okay, now we need to get this big trailer from the factory. Now there are a few ways we can deliver it. We can deliver it all the way down the main road because we've completely cleared that, and then all the way up here, come up through here and up through this way. We know we can do that. Or we can try and bring it down the main road to here, Remember, this is the really twisty, muddy path we took with the Scout in episode 1. And this bit here, this hairpin might be a bit too tight for a big trailer like that. And there's a really horrible camber here. And this is all like muddy swamp. Even though we built that bridge, I'm not sure I'm going to risk bringing the big trailer over it. Or follow the road this way, because the main road comes along here. And as you see, there is what looks like a river crossing, but it's been washed away in the flood. We can make it in the Ankh, so I think that's the way we're going to go, because it's like the shortest route between here and here. Just along this road, along this river, through the swamp that we were avoiding in the Fleet Star. So let's try that in the Ankh. We'll just make sure we have saddle high. This is correct. Right, I'll meet you at the factory. I'm not going to show you me going all the way up the road, so I'll just meet you there. We're here. Destiny awaits, and destiny comes in the form of this gigantic trailer. So let's hook ourselves in and have a go at moving this thing. Bam. Now these little legs, I might catch on things, so we need to be careful of the legs. And we do need to be cognizant of the fact that this big gantry thing on the right hand side sticks out much further than the left. So it's a bit of an unbalanced load. Luckily the stuff that sticks out doesn't weigh very much, but it does stick out on the right hand side. So we're going to go all the way along this road, and to this river crossing, and then we're actually going to drag this thing through the swamp. Let's do it. Oh, she heavy, boys. She heavy. Okay, need to take it nice and wide. The trailer is not all that long. As we see, it's not really all that long, it's just really wide. You just don't want to hit the right hand side on anything. And it can be difficult to see your truck at times because it's kind of hidden behind the gigantic trailer. Just need to kind of peek about and kind of keep an eye on my little truck. That's the real challenge of these big trailers, is keeping an eye on your truck and what's happening and where everything is. Weight wise it's fine. I mean, we're chugging along in 5th gear, top gear, auto. We're just chugging along. The weight is not the problem. Bit of a muddy hill here, but I'm sure we'll be okay. The Ankh Civilian's massive power and off-road tyres and always on diff lock and all-wheel drive. It's shifted down to 2nd. Okay, and now 1st. Now we'll make the climb. No trouble at all. Okay, quite a lot of big rocks here. Just need to take this as wide as we can to avoid the rocks with our own wheels. If you tip over with one of these big trailers on, there's basically no way you're going to be able to tip it back over. Not even with a heavy crane. They're just too heavy. So what you would have to do is to go into the map and restart the mission, and it will teleport the trailer back to where it came from, and you'll have to start all over again. So do be careful with these big trailers. There's a watchtower we have not been to yet. This looks quite muddy, but there's no way around it. We just need to battle our way through in 1st gear. Or apparently 2nd gear. Go Ankh Civilian. Now it's going to change down to 1st. Yeah, there we go. There is no manual way of selecting which gear you're in other than low gear. Or if you've got a high range gearbox, you've got the high gear, which locks you into your 2nd highest gear. And this is a little bit narrow, so I do need to be a little bit careful here. Yep, that looks good. Take this as wide as we can as well without hitting the barriers. Just take my finger off the accelerator and just tickle it round. There we go, easy. Okay, Notorious river crossing of doom. This river crossing is evil. And this is when the game actually teaches you that water does actually have force. It does push your truck. But I think we'll be okay. Right, these fallen trees might be a bit of a bugger. So we're just gonna try and drive around them if we can. You see that the water is moving pretty fast in certain places where it's being funneled. Are we kicking up too much spray with my wheels? I think maybe yes. So we're going to go into low gear and just very slowly keep moving. Just keep on moving. Right, let's try and winch something which is over on my right hand side. Okay, that didn't work. The only thing in range to the right was behind me, and that was no good. So let's just manually winch to this. Let's try that again. There we go. Now, if it was in a Scout or a lighter truck and you stop in the middle of the river, the water will push you down the river and into the deep water and drown your engine and kill you and tip you over and all that kind of nonsense. Okay, we are now in range to winch onto this tree, so we'll just do that. Oh, this is a struggle even for the Ankh. Okay, you will notice the fuel tank's just lit up green. That happens at 50% fuel, and it happens again at 20% fuel. Okay, we're kind of tipping a little bit. I don't think the trailer's too happy, but luckily the trailer's got lots of winch points as well, so we'll just winch it onto the tree that we were winching ourselves onto, and we'll just drag it forward and hope the tree doesn't despawn, because these trees they have a habit of snapping in half or just despawning and falling through the world. They're supposed to do that because they're rotten trees, but it can take you by surprise. Okay, now we're kind of stuck again, so we'll just winch the trailer, because this is the fastest part of the river. As we can see, it's really moving here. So I need to keep turning my wheel to the right to counteract the force of the river, and then to the left because I think the trailer's got stuck on something. What is the trailer stuck on? Oh, it's that goddamn tree. This tree here, isn't it? You absolute turd. Okay, in that case, I'm going to winch onto that and try and pull ourselves round. No, it's not going to let me do it, is it? You absolute turd. Right, let's try and reverse. Okay, now we saw that tree just despawned. This is good. It is now out of the way. Honestly, man, these trees, absolute bane of my existence. There we go, now we're moving. Slowly, but we're moving. That's a bit more like it. Come on. Come on. The front of the truck is being pushed downriver, and I think it's snagged on a tree, so we're going to have to... You will see that the front of the truck is moving. I'm not doing this. This is the force of the water pushing it. Yeah, I think we were stuck on a tree again. God damn. Why are we not moving? I'm not seeing anything that the trailer's stuck on, so let's just try and get the trailer moving at least. Come on, trailer, what are you stuck on? Oh, we're moving, we're moving. It moved a tiny amount just then. And another tiny amount. Oh, now we're moving, now we're moving. Have we broken the suction? So let's get the back of the trailer onto this. Okay, looks like the whole front end of the trailer's being pushed downriver. This is not good. I'm steering hard left at the minute. Let's try steering hard right. See if that does anything. Nope, okay. I think the front of the trailer might be having trouble with these trees, which is a bit of an issue. So see if we can't drag it this way. Let's go. Come on. Okay, it's moving, it's moving, it's moving. Something was stuck on something. You can kind of cheat a little bit. If you go into photo mode and then enter free cam, you can actually see underwater and spot just what the hell you're stuck on. But I don't like doing that, even though it's fairly realistic, because in a real world truck driving situation, the driver would get out with a big long stick and probe all the way along the river to see where all the obstacles are. So you can do that if you want. It's your game, you do what you want. Okay, that was a thing. The truck got stuck on trees, the trailer got stuck on trees. The trailer and the truck were both being pushed downriver at one point, and they got stuck on the mud bank, but through judicious use of the winch and the A+ power to weight ratio and off-road tyres and all-wheel drive capabilities of this magnificent vehicle, we've almost made it across. We're not over yet though. We ain't over yet. Just Spider-Man away a little bit more. And we're almost out of fuel. That's not great. But we're almost back on dry land. We're almost back on dry land. Let go the winch. Come on, little truck, you can make it. You can make it. Right, when we get to the top of this hill and there's a little flat section, I'm going to detach the trailer and I'm going to scoot off to that trailer store, which is at the north end of the map, because we need to refuel this thing, yo. Wow, that was a thing. Is this flat? Kind of. Right. Detached trailer. Off we go. Let's get some fuel. That's where we're going. That is the one limitation of this truck, is its small fuel tank. If it had a big fuel tank, it would be too overpowered. Yeah, this way. Out of the way, stupid rocks. I need fuel. And then turn right here. And there is our trailer store. Made it. We've just gone into the red. Perfect. Buy that. Refuel. Lovely. Sell it straight away and get back to where we left our trailer. Thought I'd spend the night here in the lovely trailer store. They have a little motel built on the side. We're fresh in the next morning, ready to go. Get this final delivery done. And get a big whack of experience and money, because this is a big contract. Get round that corner, you bitch. Okay. Fully fueled, ready to go. Take this as wide as we can, and make sure the trailer doesn't tip over. That would be a bad thing. As I said, that would be a literal reset, so do not tip over these big mission trailers. Even the largest crane in the game will not be able to lift it. Maybe some of the massive heavy trucks might be able to pull it over with a massive winch, but it's doubtful. Very doubtful. Okay, so we're skirting around the edge of this big swamp. I mean, even the edge is really muddy, as we see. Look at how deep these ruts are. So I'm just kind of trying to stay out of the ruts, but we're going to have to turn left here, so we need to swing all the way around to the right and then all the way around to the left. Probably have to do a 3-point turn. The turning circle in this truck is not great, but that's fine. Just pull it round. There we go. Okay, another river crossing, but this one is not as bad as the last one. In fact, it is downright pleasant. Wash all the mud off the tyres. Lovely, thank you. Nice refreshing dip for our truck there. And we're almost at the build site. Now, I think we may get a warning message about objects being in the way of the construction area. So we may need to move that maintenance trailer out of the way. Easier said than done, but the Ankh can do it. Not sure the Fleet Star could. The Fleet Star's still here. You can see it straight ahead. We never did move it out of the way. This last little muddy run here, and then we'll turn right. And we'll get this drilling operation underway. Make sure we don't hit any of these tree stumps. Cut across the mud instead of driving along it. Stick to the dirt instead of the mud. Why would you willingly drive through the thick mud? I don't know. And let's see what happens. Hey! Rank 5. Nice. Not quite sure what that unlocks, but I'm sure it's something. But whilst we're here, this thing can just drag the fleety out of the mud that's kind of stuck in. Well, we'll just pull it over. I mean that works too, I suppose. Oh, for goodness sake, why? Right, let's go and fix that problem. The problem of my own creation. We'll just winch onto that. Flipsy upsy, nothing happened, nothing to see here. Sorry. I'm sorry. Right, let's try that again, shall we? Yeah. Winch onto that bit and turn the engine on the Fleety. Come on, Mr. Fleety, let's go. Let's drag you out of the mud, because you can't do it yourself, not easily. And I'm an Ankh, I'm here, I can do that for you. You will notice we did not get any credit for finding that maintenance trailer, which tells me it must be needed for a contract somewhere. Let's just pull the Fleety out the mud, and then we'll see if we cannot find a contract that needs that thingy. Oh, bugger. I forgot to turn the engine off on the Fleety when I let go of it. We'll just hook back in, turn the engine off, and hook back out. Lovely. Right, turn our own engine off. Let's go looking for this contract, shall we? Okay. So it wants us to go to the logistics base in Smithfield Dam with that. I'm not going to do that. We're going to stay on this map for a little while longer, I think. This is all logging. I don't particularly want to do logging at the minute, because I have a specific truck in mind for doing logging, and we don't have it. This is all logging, isn't it? Okay. Ah, there's a fuel carrier here. Yeah, we found that in the scout. And apparently that needs to be moved into town. As well as some consumables from the farm and 2 wooden planks. That's easy, we'll do that. That's another 260. And... oh, 1 drilling spare part from here to there. We can do that with the fleet. So the Fleety will just drive itself home. Or will it? Or will the Fleety go over the bridge? Up this path. And then do that. And then over this mountain path. Maybe we'll do that with the Fleety. Alright, we'll do that with the Fleet Star. And Ank will go and get this fuel carrier and take it into town. But all of that will happen in the next episode. Well, we're drilling for oil, we've done more contracts, we've got bigger wheels in the fleetie, jolly good stuff. We've reached rank 5, we need to get rank 6 to get decent tyres on the fleetie. So come back next time and we'll do lots more stuff. Do let me know if you're bored of seeing SnowRunner yet, or if you only want me to show you the really big contracts, or if you enjoy watching everything. We still haven't done any of these watchtowers, and we haven't picked up any upgrades other than the ones we stumbled across literally just here and literally just here, and they've both been for the Fleet Star. So I'm thinking maybe this one and that one might be for the Fleet Star as well, or our Scout or something else. Anyway, we might go hunting for those in the next episode as well. So until we see each other again for that, do look after yourself, and I'll speak to you again very soon.